The Shadow of the Ancestors. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take you back to a time long before our cities were built, before the roads crisscrossed the land. Let me tell you a story from my tribe, an ancient tale filled with shadows, spirits, and lessons that still whisper through the winds today. So, gather around and let's journey into the heart of our past. I grew up in a small village, surrounded by lush trees and the mighty river that flowed like the heartbeat of our land. We lived simply, connected to the earth and each other. But in those days, not everything was peaceful. Stories of the ancients hung heavy in the air, like the fog that blankets the morning. There was a tale we all heard as children, a story of the Shadow People. They were said to be the spirits of our ancestors, lingering in the night, watching over us. But they were not just protectors. They could be vengeful too, especially if we disrespected the land or ignored the old ways. One night, when the moon was high and the wind howled through the trees, I was awoken by a strange sound. It was a low, haunting chant echoing outside my window. I thought it was just a dream, but then I heard it again, clear as day. As a curious child, I crept out of my hut. The village was silent, everyone asleep, but the chanting grew louder, pulling me towards the riverbank. There, in the moonlight, I saw them, figures dancing in a circle, their bodies wrapped in shadows. My heart raced. Were these the Shadow People? I remembered the stories. Some said they came to collect those who had strayed too far from the old ways. I watched, entranced, as the figures swayed and turned. But then I noticed something. A girl, lost in the dance, moving away from the group. She looked like me, but her eyes were empty, lost in the shadows. Without thinking, I called out to her, "Hey, come back." The moment my voice broke the silence, the dancing stopped. The figures turned towards me, their faces hidden, but I felt their eyes piercing through the darkness. I felt a chill in the air. The girl looked at me, and in that moment, I saw fear in her eyes. Then the shadowy figures began to move toward me. Panic surged through my veins. I turned and ran, sprinting back to my hut, heart pounding like a drum. I slammed the door shut behind me, trembling. But even as I lay in bed, I could still hear their chant echoing in my mind. That night, I learned a hard lesson. The old stories were not just tales. They were warnings. The ancestors had their eyes on us. The next morning, I gathered with the elders. I shared my experience, and their faces grew serious. They reminded us that the balance of life is delicate. If we strayed from our traditions, the shadows would come. They spoke of respect for the land, for the spirits, and for each other. From that day on, I carried the stories of my tribe like a shield. We must honor our ancestors and the lessons of the past. The shadows may be scary, but they are also a reminder of where we come from and the importance of living in harmony with our world. So, my friends, remember this. Our stories are powerful. They connect us to our roots and guide us in the dark. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, subscribe, and share your own stories in the comments below. Until next time.